An update from the Canada Revenue Agency. It has shut down its online services completely, although temporarily, following a series of cyber attacks. Our Laura McQuillan is tracking that story for us. So, Laura, what are we hearing?
Well, these online services will be offline until further notice, according to the CRA, not giving any indication on whether that means days, weeks, a matter of hours. So we'll keep watch on that. But if you did try to log in, here's a look at what you'd see. Simply an error message at the moment saying it's not available. That's if you try to log into your My account, My Business account, or the Represent a Client function after these two data breaches confirmed by the CRA yesterday. Now, another update for you on this. I did get confirmation from police earlier today that they are investigating these security breaches. The RCMP sent me a statement in which they say they're actively investigating the cyber attacks against the Government of Canada. They're working in close collaboration with their partners. Didn't specify who those partners are, and they said they can't give any more details to protect the integrity of their investigation. But as we were telling you yesterday, some 5,500 accounts were targeted in these two breaches, and we have heard from multiple people who had their accounts targeted that they got an alert telling them their login details had changed. Not their login details, but their address, their contact details, or their direct deposit details. Some of them saying that someone had applied for the Canada Emergency Response Benefit through their account using that fraudster's address to receive those checks. That is what CRA is now investigating. It hasn't been able to tell me how much money may have been taken, and we don't know exactly the period over which this was happening, though we have heard reports that as early as June, potentially up until this week or the week before. Now, the two ways that this happened, the CRA has said, were people reusing their username, their password on the CRA website from another website that had been breached, or the Government of Canada Key, which is an authentication tool you can log in across government websites with. I've asked the government, have other government websites been compromised in these same breaches? They haven't given us an update on that at this point in time. The CRA has really stressed the message that people should not reuse the same username and password to log in to their website. But if you were going to try and change it, of course, Natasha, the website unavailable for now. We'll keep you posted if and when that does change.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Earlier today, we spoke with Daniel Tobuck. Now, he's in Vaughan, Ontario, and he's a cybersecurity expert and CEO of Cytelligence. Tobuck described the type of attack that took place and who may have been behind it.
Credential stuffing is really a technique used by bad guys, threat actors, where they're reusing passwords from previous breaches that have occurred. So when you look at some of the biggest breaches we've had over the past 12 months from financial institutions, government and banking, they're reusing those passwords to try to reuse them in this particular attack. The line between organized crime and state-sponsored attacks have become so thin, we don't even know who's doing what anymore. It's almost like the joint forces. I mean, what's really happening today, this has become a very lucrative activity for a lot of these organizations where they can generate billions of dollars a year in what I call non-taxed and non-embargo type revenues. But most likely in this particular attack, it's from the research we're doing, it looks like it's an organized crime groups that are doing it just to capitalize on COVID and the payments between governments to citizens. The unfortunate part is many users are reusing their usernames and passwords across the board, from social media to government profiles and so on. When the threat actors are actually able to compromise those accounts and they get in, they can see their name, they can see their address, their social security information, and a bit of financial data that they can withhold from the actual account. And that is where it's very scary. They can see your history, they can see your potential tax returns. There's a lot of information that they can grab by actually compromising your account. So, from one side, they're able to, redirect the SERP payments to other accounts, and they're able to take a hold of those particular dollars. From another side, they can use your profile now to actually perpetrate other types of fraud, such as banking fraud and applying for mortgages using some of their connections in other banks.